Good day, grade 10 learners. Welcome to our mathematics lesson. I am Skulile Ngube, and this lesson is proudly brought to you by the Gauteng Department of Education. Right. What are we going to do today, grade 10s? We're going to continue with trigonometry. Right. We're going to look at angles in the Cartesian plane. Remember, we've started this topic, isn't it? We started this topic, I think, the last lesson we did angles in the Cartesian plane. We're going to continue with this topic. I want you to understand what you're supposed to do. Okay, right, let's be ready for the lesson. Let's be ready for the lesson, grade 10s. Please make sure that your stationery is there with you. We are going to need our books. We're going to need calculators. We need your ruler, pencil. We'll need those things. Make sure that those things are ready. Okay, remember our WhatsApp line 064 748 8913. Please send us your questions and send us your input. Okay, right. We want to know if you are understanding. If you don't understand something, please send us the question. We'll answer you. Okay, right. So we're going to continue with angles in the Cartesian plane. Let's go to the lesson. Right, you're going to use the diagram to determine the numerical values of ratios of angles from 0 to 360 degrees. So these are angles in the Cartesian plane. Remember that, okay? Right, okay. And then we have our pre-knowledge, right angle triangles. What do you know about right angle triangles? We know that when we talk about a reference angle, if we have a reference angle, we're going to have a side opposite that angle. We're going to have a side adjacent to that angle. And then we're going to have a side called the hypotenuse side, which is opposite the 90-degree angle, isn't it? And then we can use the Pythagoras theorem. Do you remember that? Okay. And then the Pythagoras theorem we're going to use it today. And then trigonometric ratios. What do you remember? You must tell me the answers. You must say the answers. You don't need to write them down. Let's say the answers. I'll tell you what to do. Right now, let's start with sine theta in terms of sides. I mean opposite side, adjacent side, hypotenuse side. Sine theta is what? It is opposite side over hypotenuse. Good. And then in terms of x, y, or r, sine theta is going to be, is it y over r? Yes, it is y over r. Sine theta is y over r. Remember that. And then cos theta is going to be adjacent side over hypotenuse. In terms of x, y, or r, cos theta is x over r. Okay? I hope I'm fine. If I make a mistake, you must tell me, say that you made a mistake. Right, but I think we've done fine so far. Then tan theta is opposite side over adjacent side. Do you remember that? And then in terms of x, y, or r, tan theta is y over x. Remember, y is vertical. X is horizontal. Vertical is the side which is opposite. Horizontal is the side which is adjacent. Do you remember that? Okay? And then the Cartesian plane. What do you know about the Cartesian plane? From 0 degrees to 360 degrees, anti-clockwise. We're going anti-clockwise. We have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Which trigonometric ratio is positive in quadrant 1? You must say the answers there in the classroom. Which trigonometric ratio is positive in quadrant 1? All of them are positive in quadrant 1. Which trigonometric ratio is positive in quadrant 2? Sine theta is positive, and then cos theta and tan theta are negative in quadrant 2. We're going to be using this. I'm going to remind you, don't stress, okay? Right, and then quadrant 3, which trigonometric ratio is positive? Is tan theta, okay? Tan theta is positive in quadrant 3. Cos theta and sine theta are negative in quadrant 3. Then quadrant 4, which trigonometric ratio is positive? Should be cos theta, okay? Cos theta is positive in quadrant 4. And then tan theta and sine theta are negative in quadrant 4. Remember that, grade 10s. Don't forget. I'm going to remind you the CAS diagram. I have it here. I'm going to show you, okay? Right. Now, We did this activity in the previous lesson. I want us to redo it as our baseline activity because this is a very, very, very important step. Identifying the quadrant. You are going to see it today. It is very, very important. Right, I'm going to do A, okay, like we did in the previous lesson, and then you do B, C, and D, okay? In which quadrant does the terminal arm, terminal ray of the angle theta lie if sine theta is greater than 0 and cos theta is greater than 0? Let's do A together, and then you do B, C, and D. Right, let me give you 1 minute. I want you to copy this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. Just copy them, okay? Copy them, and then after 1 minute, I'll show you A, and then you do B and C and D. Let's copy the questions. Right, welcome back, grade 10. Did you manage to copy the 4 of them? You have to try to be fast. You have to try to be fast so that we can learn more things, okay? Right, now, but anyway, if you did not finish, I have the questions. You continue copying them. Right, let's go to A. Right, now, sine theta greater than 0. What is the meaning of this? It means that sine theta is positive. Greater than 0 means positive. Do you remember that? Remember the number line. We've been doing the number line since primary, isn't it? Less than 0 is negative. Greater than 0 is positive. Okay? So sine theta greater than 0 means positive. And then cos theta, a greater than 0 also means cos theta is positive. So I use ticks. I'm not saying it's a must that you must use ticks. The ticks are working for me. They're working for someone. If you want to put dots, it's still fine. It's still fine. Now, where is cos theta? Where is sine theta? Start with sine theta. Where is sine theta positive? Let's remind ourselves, cast diagram. Okay, A, all of them are positive. S there, quadrant 2, sine theta is positive. T in quadrant 3, tan theta is positive. C there in quadrant 4, cos theta is positive. Okay, where is sine theta positive? In quadrant 1, and which quadrant? Quadrant 2. Very good. Right, quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. That's where sine theta is positive. Let's look at the next one, this one. Where is cos theta positive? In quadrant, because all of them are positive in quadrant 1. So in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4, that's where cos theta is positive. You see that? And then now, where do I have 2 ticks? In quadrant 1. In quadrant 1, that's where I have 2 ticks. So it means my terminal ray is going to be in quadrant 1. And then I'll draw my terminal ray like this in quadrant 1. We're going to use that today, okay? But I don't want you to draw the terminal ray now. I just want you to identify the quadrant, okay? I'm going to give you 1 minute for each, and then after that we continue with our lesson. Let's go to B. 1 minute. You have 1 minute. Identify the quadrant. Welcome back, grade 10s. Welcome back. Did you get it right? We're marking our work now. Okay? Right. Please send us your WhatsApp questions 064 748 8913. Please send your questions now, and then we're going to be interacting during the lesson. Okay? Right. Now, where is cos theta negative? Where is cos theta negative? We know that cos theta is positive in quadrant 4 and in quadrant 1. So it means it's going to be negative in quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. You see that? Remember these ratios. They are positive in 2 quadrants and negative in 2 quadrants. Okay? Right. So now, cos theta is negative in quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. Because in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4, cos theta is positive. So it's quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. Right, we go to this one, tan theta. Where is tan theta negative? Okay, in quadrant 1, tan theta is positive. In quadrant 3, tan theta is positive. So where is it negative? In quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So I have my tick there and my tick there. Where do I have 2 ticks? In quadrant 2. So where are we going to draw a terminal ray? In quadrant 2. We're going to draw our terminal ray in quadrant 2. Okay? And then I'll show you. Don't draw the terminal ray now. Okay, terminal ray now. And then we're going to draw a triangle nice. I'll show you a very nice method of doing this. We're going to draw a triangle after that. Okay? But where do we draw a terminal ray? In quadrant 2. Okay? Did you get it right? Now, the third one, you must get it right. You must get it right. Right, let's go to C. I'm going to give you another minute. Let's try.
Do you know that you are different? Do you know that your fingerprint is different? It's different from your peers, from the people that you are studying with. So do not compare yourself with your peers. Do not compare your results with what they're getting, because you are different. You have your own talents and skills, and also you have your own gifts. Embrace what you can do. Always put in the work to make sure that your results become better than what they were yesterday. But do not compare yourself, because when you compare yourself, you do not know what another person has, and they do not have what you have. So believe in yourself. You are different, and keep on putting the work.
Attitude of gratitude. What does that mean? An attitude of gratitude is the quality of being thankful. It's the quality of giving thanks. Ubonga, ulebuha. It's to be grateful. You and I have so much to be grateful for. You and I have parents who make sacrifices day and night for us to be at school. You and I have people who believe in us when we don't believe in ourselves, who love us when we don't love ourselves, who invest in us day and time again. Whether it's a teacher, it's a principal, it's a driver, it's a guardian, we have so much to be grateful for. And so I challenge you, young person, be thankful. Ubonge, lebuha, be grateful each and every single day of your life. Strive to display an attitude of gratitude. Excellence. Excellence is a habit. Excellence is a quality you have, a quality I have. It's a quality we have when we honor what is true to us. Yes, we are gifted differently. uNkulunkulu akasinganga ngokufana. Excellence is striving for your best. Whenever you have a particular project, test, homework, uzibuze, ask yourself, is this my best? Can I put in more effort? Excellence is striving to be in the top 1% of the area in which you are gifted. And so I challenge you, in every single thing that you do, in every single area that you're gifted in, whether it's sports, it's academic, ucula, whatever that gift is, strive for excellence.
Welcome back, grade 10s. Welcome back. We're very, very sorry because we disconnected due to a technical fault, but we are back. Right. So, thank you very much, Winnie Secondary School, for your input. We'll try to slow down so that you can understand. I think we ended here. Right. I'll also try to explain. We still have questions C and D. I'll try to move slowly there so that you can understand. Okay. Right. Now, I was saying this is quadrant 2. Okay, this is quadrant 2 because this is where cos theta is negative and tan theta is negative in quadrant 2. You can use your ticks there. Okay, right. Now what I want you to do, I want you to try to do C, and then after 1 minute we mark our work. Can you identify the quadrant for this one? If the angle is between 0 and 180 and cos theta is negative. Okay, let's try to identify the quadrant there. Let's try. 1 minute. Right, welcome back, grade 10. Did you manage to get it? Right, now from 0, the angle is between 0 and 180. Remember, we're going anti-clockwise this way. So this is 0, 90, 180. So which quadrants are we talking about there? For angles between 0 and 180 degrees, is quadrant what? Quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Okay, do we agree there? And then what about cos theta being negative? Remember, less than 0 means negative. Where is cos theta negative? In quadrant what? In quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. That's where cos theta is negative. So which quadrant meets these two conditions? We're checking where we have our two ticks. So it means it's quadrant what? Is quadrant 2. Okay, so we're going to have our terminal ray there in quadrant 2 when you're solving. Okay, when you start drawing our diagrams. We haven't started drawing our diagrams now. We're just identifying what? The quadrants. Okay, right. Now let's do the last one. Then we go to the problems that we have to solve. Right, D, another 1 minute. Okay, maybe let me just assist you here. It means here the angle theta is between 90 and 270. Okay, right, let's try to identify the quadrant. 1 minute. Right, welcome back, grade 10s. We're getting questions. I'm going to try to answer those questions as we move. Okay, right. Some of you don't understand what the Cartesian plane is. How do we get sine theta like that? So I'll try to explain these things as we move on. Right, so where is the angle now? Sorry, which quadrant? Now we're talking about the angle between 90 and 270, right? We talked about the Cartesian plane in our previous lesson. We say that we start from 0 degrees and we're going anti-clockwise. So it means in this quadrant, we're talking about angles between 0 and, in quadrant 1, we're talking about the angles between 0 and 90 degrees. In quadrant 2, we're talking about angles between 90 and 180 degrees. In quadrant 3, we're talking about 180 degrees and 270 degrees. And then quadrant 4, angles between 270 degrees and 370 degrees. Okay, so now, which quadrant now do we have from 90 degrees to 270 degrees? Which quadrant are those ones? From 90 to 270, that's quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. You see that? Okay, from 90 to 270. Right now, where is sine theta negative? Because here we're saying sine theta is what? Is less than 0. Okay, we want to see if sine theta is negative. It means it is in which quadrant? Okay, so it means in which quadrant? It can only be quadrant 3 or 4, isn't it? That's where sine theta is negative, because here cos is positive here, all of them positive here, sine theta is positive there, then tan theta is positive there. So sine theta is negative in quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So now, which quadrant is 2 ticks? It is quadrant 3. Okay, so we've identified our quadrant, which is quadrant 3. Okay, right. Now, let's move on. Remember, in the previous lesson, we talked about the Cartesian plane. We said that we've been doing this. Let me just quickly go through this. We said here, cast. Some people are using different ways of remembering this. The most common one is the cast, okay? But if you are taught something in the classroom, it's still okay. Right, cast, it means cos is positive in the 4th quadrant. All of them are positive. Let me use my animation here. Okay, cast, there C is cos is positive in the 4th quadrant. All of them are positive in the 1st quadrant. Sine theta is positive in the 2nd quadrant. And tan theta is positive in the 3rd quadrant. Remember that. And then something else I want you to remember is this. Right, for angles in the Cartesian plane, sine theta is y over r. Please, you can write this one down. Sine theta is y over r. Write it down. We're going to use this a lot today. Sine theta is y over r. Write it down. You have it somewhere. If you have it, it's fine, because we've been doing it this. We have been doing this thing. So now, if you have it, it's fine. Okay. Cos theta is x over r. Okay. Remember, the vertical, this is our y. The horizontal, this is our x. Okay. So x, the x coordinate of this point, y, the y coordinate of this point, then r, which is this, the terminal ray. Okay, right. And then tan theta is y over x. If you don't have it, write it down. Tan theta is y over x. And then our Pythagoras theorem, because if you check, this is a right angle triangle. If you check, this is a right angle triangle. Okay, right. So this is a right angle triangle. So we're talking about the Pythagoras theorem. R squared, which is the hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse, is equals to x squared plus y squared. Remember that. Write it down if you don't have it. Okay, right. Now, let's go to an example. I want you to listen now. I'll tell you when to write. Okay, you're going to listen to me, and then after listening to me, you're going to write the notes in your books, okay, on this example. If 13 cos theta is equals to -5, and our angle theta is between 180 degrees and 360 degrees, calculate without the use of the calculator and with the aid of the diagram the value of cos theta plus sine theta. We need the diagram. You are going to get a mark for your diagram. So now, for us to solve this great test, we need to have our x, our y, and our r. Remember, our trigonometric ratios are defined in terms of x, y, and r. Sine theta is y over r, cos theta is x over r, tan theta is y over x. So we must have these three things before we do anything. And we must have the correct diagram because we need to have appropriate signs for our x and y. R is always positive. Remember that. So now, what do we do? Given such an equation, given such a situation, isolate the trigonometric ratio. So our equation must be cos theta is equals to. So how do we do that? It must look like this. What did we do there? Okay, you are listening to me now. Don't write anything. Right? So it's 13 cos theta is equal to negative 5. And then what do? We want to remain with cos theta on the left-hand side. Remember, when we solve equations, right, we do the inverse operation. The operation between cos theta and 15 is multiplication. So to get rid of the, 13, not 15. To get rid of this 13, we divide by it on both sides. Then 13 divided by 13 is 1. That's why we remain with cos theta is equals to negative 5 over 13. So it means cos theta is negative because of this. It's negative 5 over 13. Where is cos theta negative? You see, it is very, very important for you to identify the quadrant. Where is this cos theta negative? Is it in quadrant 1? Is it in quadrant 2? Is it in quadrant 3? Is it in quadrant 4? That only is not enough because cos theta is negative in 2 quadrants. That's why we need this other condition. You are listening, isn't it? We're going to redo this together nicely, slowly. Right, now let's identify the quadrant. Identify the quadrant. Where do we have cos theta negative? I'll use my dots. This is cast. Cos theta is negative in quadrant 2 and in quadrant 3. That's where cos theta is negative. And then we're saying the angle must be between 180 and 360. So this one is out because those angles are less than 180. So now 180 and 360, it means quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So this is the quadrant we're looking at. Our terminal ray must be in quadrant 3. You see that? We have identified our quadrant. Then now we can draw our terminal ray. To draw your terminal ray, there's an easy way because people get confused. They end up joining the line to the y-axis. Just draw this. Draw, we can call it a butterfly or a bow tie. Butterfly or a bow tie. We all know those things, isn't it? Right, so you draw your butterfly nicely. Don't draw now. I'll show you. I'll give you time to draw. You draw this one nicely. Like this. Just do that. Follow these steps. And then your ray is going to follow one of the lines there. It's in the what? It's in the third quadrant. So the ray is going to follow the third quadrant line, which is this one. That's your terminal ray. You see that? And then cos theta is x over r. So it means x over r. So it means negative 5 is x. 13 is r. We don't have y. So we write here, our x is negative 5. We don't have the y, but we know the r, which is 13. You see that? What is missing here? It is the y. How do we find the y? I'll show you now. Right, and then you can even write it like this. This is negative 5 here, and then this is y. And then we find our y. Okay? Right, I will end here for now, then we go to our notes. Now, let's write this. We're going to do it together. Right? I will give you 1 minute. Don't write everything so that we don't waste time. Just write this part. Just write that part. And then you draw your Cartesian plane. This one. Draw your Cartesian plane. Just that for 1 minute. And then after that, we continue. Let's do that. Right, welcome back, grade 10s. Right, we're saying, let's do it together. Do you know how I got this? I explained, isn't it? Okay, I said we isolate cos theta, we divide by 13 on both sides of the equation, okay? Then we get that. And then remember this, I'll always give you this so that you can remember it. Sin theta is y over r, cos theta is x over r, tan theta is y over x, and r squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. So now we said cos theta, let me change the color of my pen. It's not changing, it's going to waste our time. Right, this one is x over r. You see that? So it means x negative 5 is x, and then 13 is r. So now we said which quadrant cos theta is negative, and then the angle must be between 180 and 360 degrees. We said it's going to be in the third quadrant. So we draw our butterfly. Can you just do that? 30 seconds, draw the butterfly. And then if you can draw your terminal ray in the third quadrant, can you do that? That's our butterfly. Draw the butterfly. Okay. Now let's draw our terminal ray in the third quadrant. That's what we discovered. And then you draw your terminal ray like that. And then remember your butterfly must be faint because it's not part of the thing. It's not going to be marked. It's just to assist you. And then mine will disappear like that. It's gone. I know where my terminal ray is now. Okay. Right. We have x. We have r. Okay. What do we need? We need y. Let's put our x, y, and r. Sorry. Let's put our x and r on the diagram. Right. So we have our x and r there. This is our x, negative 5. We don't know the y. Where is r? That's the terminal ray, the length of the terminal ray. That's 13 there. And then we have our x there, which is negative 5. What is missing is what? Is y. Right, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to copy the diagram. Write your x coordinate, your y coordinate, your r, and then after 30 seconds, we'll continue. Let's try. Remember our WhatsApp line, 064-748-8913. Okay. Please send us your WhatsApp. We want to know if you are managing. Let's try. Okay. Do you have your diagram? Okay. So now you must have your nice diagram now with your x is there, your r is there. What is missing? Y. How do we find y, grade 10s? Who knows? You can tell sir or ma'am there in the classroom. How do we find y? We use this. You see, this equation. R squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. Draw your diagram, put whatever is given, and then you calculate the missing thing. Okay? And then now let's calculate. I just substituted. This is r, this is x. And then write it down. 13 squared is equal to negative 5 squared plus y squared. Write it down. Okay? We're going to try move step by step. Write that one down. 13 squared is equals to negative 5 squared plus y squared. I'm just substituting here. And then what do we do after this? We can transpose, isn't it? Or we can say we're subtracting negative 5 squared on both sides of the equation. Or we bring this negative 5 this side. And then becomes 13 squared minus negative 5 squared. I think, let me show you this step here. Here we're going to say 13 squared minus negative 5 squared is equals to y squared. You see that? And then after this step, what do? We square root both sides. The inverse operation of squaring is square rooting. So we square root on both sides of the equation. Square root this side, square root this side. Just put this in the calculator. Or they said without the calculator, right? You can even say 169 minus 25, which is 144. Right, 144, the square root of 144 is plus or positive or negative 12. Positive or negative 12. Now, let's check our quadrant. You see, it is very, very important to identify the correct quadrant. Now, our y, because it's quadrant 3, our y has to be negative. You see that? It is not 12. It is negative 12. Because it's in quadrant what? 3. Y in quadrant 3 is negative. So be careful with the signs. Be careful. Be careful. That's why it is very important to choose the correct quadrant. If it was in quadrant 2, our y was going to be positive 12. You see that? So now negative 12, that's our y there. And then that's our y. Now, I want us to do this, great tense. We have our x. What is it? X is negative 5. We have our y. What is it? We just got it. It's negative 12. We have our r. We're given. What is it? It's 13. In 1 minute, I want you to write the 3 trigonometric ratios. Sine theta. Oh, let me go back. Right. I want you to write the 3 trigonometric ratios. Sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta in terms of these numbers that we got. In terms of negative 12, negative 5, and 13. The 3 of them. Let's try to do that. 1 minute. Okay, well done, grade 10s. Let me answer a few questions. Thank you very much, Momelelo Secondary School. Right, the question is, how do I identify R in the Cartesian plane? Right, so now if you check, X is the coordinate, X coordinate. Y is also the coordinate, Y coordinate. But R is the distance. It is the length of the terminal ray. So you put it along the terminal ray. Okay, because it is the length. That's why R is always positive, because it is the distance. Are we together? Right, let's say I have my Cartesian plane here, and then I have X here, which is 4, Y, which is 3. Right, then my Cartesian plane here is in quadrant 1. That's my diagram. So it means my R is going to be 5. This is the distance along the terminal ray. That's how you write it on the diagram. That's how you identify it from the diagram, okay? Once you see it along the ray there, that's your R. Thank you very much. I think questions will also assist someone, okay? Right, let's move on. What did you get, grade 10s? Sine theta is y over r. What is our y? Our y is negative 12. So it means r is 13. So sine theta is equals to negative 12 over 13. Does it make sense? Yes. Because it is in the third quadrant, and sine theta in the third quadrant is negative. You see, we're getting a negative answer. You check that. You can't get sine theta being positive in the third quadrant. Only tan theta is positive in the third quadrant. Okay? Right, let's go to cos theta. Cos theta is what? It's x over r. What is x? Negative 5. What is r? 13. Write down these things. We're going to use them in the next question. Oh, I'm writing cos now. Cos theta is equals to negative 5 over 13. Does it make sense? Yes. Because cos theta is negative in the third quadrant. So it means that, it means what? This answer may be correct because it is negative, and in the third quadrant, cos theta is negative. Tan theta. What type of an answer should you get for tan theta? Tan theta in the third quadrant is positive, isn't it? So the answer must be positive. Let's see. Tan theta is equals to y over x. What is y? Negative 12. What is x? Negative 5. Do you get that? So negative 12, negative 5. Negative divided by negative is positive. So this is like 12 over 5. Right? The three trigonometric ratios. So now we have the three of them. Sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. Okay? Something that you must check. Cos theta and sine theta must always be a proper fraction because they'll never be above 1. But tan theta, you can have an answer which is greater than 1. So you can have an improper fraction. Check that. You find sine theta then is 5 over 4. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. Or in quadrant 2, and then your sine theta is negative. There's something wrong. You're in quadrant 4, your cos theta is negative. There's something wrong because in quadrant 4, cos theta must be positive. Check those things and make sure that your x coordinates are correct. The sign, make sure that the sign is correct. Right, now, we're going to use these things for our next part. Okay? Right, I want questions, guys. If there are any questions, please send us the questions. We're going to try and take our time. Right now, let's do the first one. Do you have these three? Have you copied these three? Sin theta, negative 12 over 13. Cos theta, negative 5 over 13. Tan theta, negative over negative, so it's 12 over 5. Is my 5 clear there? You see my writing now? It's clumsy. Okay, right, now let's do A. I want you to try, using what we got here. I want you to try. Let's calculate the value of A, cos theta plus sin theta. Let's try that. For 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. Deal with fractions, okay? Right, cos theta, where there's cos theta, what are you going to put? You are substituting. Replace cos theta with what? With negative 5 over 13. Remember, sometimes when you substitute, put whatever you're substituting in the bracket, okay? And then where the sin theta, what are we going to put? We're going to put negative 12 over 13. Put it inside the bracket. Don't forget that. Every time you're substituting something, it must be protected by the bracket. Okay? Right. Now, and then this one also, but does not affect anything. I could have also put the bracket there. Okay? Doesn't change anything because you don't have any coefficient there. So whatever you're substituting, put it in the bracket. So this is cos theta. This is sin theta. Now we have two fractions. The good thing about these fractions, they have the same denominator. So if you are adding fractions with the same denominator, it's very easy. What do? We just add the numerators. So it's going to be negative 5. The top part, the numerators, is going to be negative 5 plus negative 12. What do you get? The denominator remains the same, isn't it? Do you remember that? Let's write our answer before I show you. I want you to write the answer before I show you. Okay. Do you have this answer? Yeah. Do you have it? How did I get negative 17 over 13? The numerator is there, negative 5 plus negative 12. Just the same thing as negative 5, because positive and negative would give us negative 12. We are subtracting here negative 5, negative 12, sorry. We add 5 plus 12 and maintain the sign. So it's negative 17 there. Okay, I just wrote the numerator part, but this is over 13. Okay, right. Do you still have this? We're going to use it in B. Right, let's try. Cos squared theta plus sine squared theta. Let me remind you this. Cos squared theta is just the same as, cos squared theta is like cos theta squared. Sine squared theta is sine theta squared. Remember that. This is a convention. This is how it is written, but it means this. It means cos theta squared. Sine squared theta means sine theta squared. Now try to substitute. I will try to remind you here what we have for sine theta. It was y over r. Our y is negative 12. So it's negative 12 over 13. Sometimes I do make mistakes with these things, and then I have to make sure. Right, cos theta is x over r, so it's negative 5 over 12, over 13. You see, I'm making a mistake already. Tan theta is y over x. Y is negative 12, so it's 12 over 5. So make sure you don't make mistakes. I don't want to lose marks. Of something that I don't know, I can't lose marks. I have to make sure that I get it right. Right, now, let's try. Yes, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Right, well done, grade 10s. I like learners who try things. Trying, that's the most important thing. Don't just sit there and do nothing. You learn by writing things and doing them, not just by listening. No. You can't be listening. Okay? Right. You do things if I ask you to do this, you do that, you try, you check, we make corrections. That's how we learn. Cos squared theta. So where there's cos theta, we're going to put our negative 5 over 13, then square outside, remember? Okay, so it's going to be like that, and then sine squared theta, we're going to have negative 12 over 13, then squared like this. Okay, do you have something like this? You want to try to do it before I show you? Continue, try to be ahead of me. Right, now we square. Now we have to use some bit of exponents, or knowledge about exponents there. So we're going to raise the numerator to the power of 2, raise the denominator to the power of 2. Remember that? Okay, what is negative 5 squared? That's 25. What is 13 squared? That's 169, isn't it? Okay, what is negative 12 squared? That's 144. So we have something like this. Do we have something like this? Okay, well done. Now, let's simplify further. Now, it's two fractions with the same denominator. That's the easiest thing. What do we do there? We just add the numerators. The denominators are the same, so we add the numerators. What is 25 plus 144? 169. 169 over 169, that's 1. This is interesting. You're going to find that very soon in grade 10 to 11. This is an identity. This will always give you 1. This will always give you 1. You get this and you are not getting 1, there's something wrong. Okay? Right. Now, because of time, grade 10, let's do it like this. I wanted to give you activity 1. This is an example, but it's good we have done it together. Okay? Right, activity 1 now, I'm going to explain. I won't give you time to do it on your own. So try to listen and write at the same time. Do we agree? And then the activity 2 that was supposed to be activity 2 will become our homework. And then we'll be done, isn't it? Okay, sorry for that. We are affected by that technical fault. Right, now, let me try to explain the activity that was supposed to be your activity. Okay? Right, I'll try to move slowly. If sine theta is 4/5, this is interesting. Already my trigonometric ratio is on its own. I don't need to isolate anything. And then the angle is between 0 and 90 degrees. Interesting again. Which quadrant is this? Which quadrant is this? It's just one quadrant here. Between 0 and 90 degrees. Which quadrant is that? It's quadrant 1. Definitely quadrant 1. And sine theta is positive in quadrant 1. So this is definitely quadrant 1. I don't need to do a lot of funny things, isn't it? Right, now, and then determined by means of a diagram. Do you see that? The diagram must be there. The correct one. You're getting a mark for that. So now, what will I do? Identify the quadrant. I've already done that. It's between 0 and 90. That's quadrant 1. And then sine theta. They're saying sine theta is equal to 4/5. Do I have something there? No, let me go back. Then this is y/r. So it means I have y and r. How will I get x? But before I do that, let me fill in with things that I'm given. Quadrant 1, I'll draw my ray there. I have y, but I don't have x. So here I'll write x, and then my y is y is 4. Y is 4, and then r is 5. Do you see I'm writing r along the ray? Right, then this is our y4, and then this is our x. Both of them are positive in quadrant 1. Okay? Right, now, how do we find x? We're going to use our equation. R squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. You see that? We're going to use our equation like that. Any questions there? Okay? Right, let me move on to my nice presentation now, because I've been writing, trying to explain to you. Right now, what we do, let's identify the quadrant. We're repeating just what we're doing. Oh, I forgot the butterfly. I forgot the butterfly. And then this will assist me a lot, because I've seen this, learners. I've seen this. People are given something, you identify your quadrant nicely, and then you find someone spoiling things and drawing a diagram like that. You've spoiled everything. So now that's why I'm giving you this butterfly to assist you. You'll never get a diagram like that where you're joining the y-axis. Okay? So draw your butterfly so that you what? So, okay. Right. We're going to take a short break, then we'll come back.
Do you know that you are different? Do you know that your fingerprint is different? It's different from your peers, from the people that you are studying with. So do not compare yourself with your peers. Do not compare your results with what they're getting, because you are different. You have your own talents and skills, and also you have your own gifts. Embrace what you can do. Always put in the work to make sure that your results become better than what they were yesterday. But do not compare yourself, because when you compare yourself, you do not know what another person has, and they do not have what you have. So believe in yourself. You are different, and keep on putting the work.
Attitude of gratitude. What does that mean? An attitude of gratitude is the quality of being thankful. It's the quality of giving thanks. Ukubonga, ulebuha. It's to be grateful. You and I have so much to be grateful for. You and I have parents who make sacrifices day and night for us to be at school. You and I have people who believe in us when we don't believe in ourselves, who love us when we don't love ourselves, who invest in us day and time again. Whether it's a teacher, it's a principal, it's a driver, it's a guardian, we have so much to be grateful for. And so I challenge you, young person, be thankful, ubonge, lebuha, be grateful each and every single day of your life. Strive to display an attitude of gratitude. Excellence. Excellence is a habit. Excellence is a quality you have, a quality I have. It's a quality we have when we honor what is true to us. Yes, we are gifted differently. uNkulunkulu akasinganga ngokufana. Excellence is striving for your best. Whenever you have a particular project, test, homework, uzibuze, ask yourself, is this my best? Can I put in more effort? Excellence is striving to be in the top 1% of the area in which you are gifted. And so I challenge you, in every single thing that you do, in every single area that you're gifted in, whether it's sports, it's academic, ucula, whatever that gift is, strive for excellence.
Right, welcome back, grade 10s. Welcome back. You see the disadvantage of technology sometimes, but we'll always be back. Right, you see, I was talking about this diagram. I've seen this diagram, grade 10s. You have your ray, identified your ray nicely, and then you join your line like this, then you're forming a right angle triangle like that. No, there's nothing like that. This will never happen. So draw your butterfly. It will assist you a lot. Okay, so now we draw our butterfly. We have our X. Oh, we said what? This is Y, this is R. So we don't have X, we have Y. This is the 4. You see that? The Y. And then where do you write the R? The 5. Along the ray, the terminal ray. And then how do we find X? How do you find X, grade 10s? Now you know. We do this. We use this, isn't it? Try to do it fast. But remember the ratio. 5:4 is to, for Pythagoras theorem, 5:4 is to 3. If you know that, you already know the answer is going to be 3, isn't it? Right now, but let's do it step by step. Okay, no, it's this. I'm drawing my diagram here, and then we're doing step by step nicely. You see, I'm getting 3. Okay, so I just move fast. I hope you will see what I've done there. Substituted, then transposed. Okay, we have that. Then square rooted both sides. And then 25 minus 16, that is 9. The square root of 9 is plus or negative, positive or negative 3. But we're in the first quadrant, so it means our x is going to be positive. So it's positive 3. So it means our x is 3. And then you can even write it on the diagram like this. And then your 4 there, you can write it there. You see that? Okay, remember, some of you still remember the Sokoto thing. You want to use that, isn't it? You can do that. The vertical, that's your y. The horizontal, that's your x. Okay, the r, that's your ray. That's your r. Okay, right. Just know that your vertical is y, horizontal x. The line, the ray, r. Then you write that. Then you can go back to your opposite side over adjacent side, something like that. But if you know these ones, you'll be fine. You never lose marks for using opposite side over adjacent side. Just do it correctly. Okay, or do both of them so that you see that they correlate. Right, that is activity 1. Let's just quickly go through cos squared theta. Right now we have our cos theta is going to be x over r, so it's 4 over 5. So it's going to be 4 over 5. X over r, which is 3. Sorry, 3 over 5. So it's 3 over 5 squared. Remember that. So it's 9 over 25. And then 3 times tan theta. Tan theta is y over x. So it's 4 over 3. So we say 3 times 4 over 3. You see that I've replaced tan theta with 4 over 3. Then we get 4. Okay? Right. That is the last part of our lesson. I want us to copy the homework. I'll give you about 2 minutes. Then after that, we summarize our lesson. Okay? Right. Sorry for the things, but I really hope that you understood. Thank you very much for the input and your questions. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to meet in the next lesson. But before we do that, let's just copy this as our homework. This was supposed to be our activity 2. Let's do it as homework. For 2 minutes, copy the question. Right, welcome back, returns. Let's finish our lesson. Right, I'll just quickly go through to the last slide so that we can just check. Maybe you are going to get an idea of what you're supposed to do for your homework. Okay, even if I'm moving fast, you can get an idea there. Right, this is what we're supposed to do. Okay, you'll get an idea. Some of you have identified the quadrant, isn't it? It's going to be easy work for you now. Okay, it's going to be easy for you. Just check. That may assist you. Okay, right, very good. This was supposed to be homework, but let's leave it. And then we have been doing our interaction during the lesson, so it's fine. Remember, Cretans, remember this opposite side. Sin theta is opposite side over hypotenuse side, or y over r. Cos theta is adjacent side over hypotenuse side, which is x over r. And then tan theta is opposite side over adjacent side, which is y over x. And remember the cast diagram. And then enjoy your trigonometry. We're going to meet in our next lesson, Cretans. Please, let's continue trying our best. Goodbye.